Hello, friends. Today we will talk about Form I-9, which is a critical document required by the U.S. government to ensure that every individual hired to work in the United States is legally authorized to do so. Whether you're an employer onboarding a new employee or a worker starting a new job, understanding Form I-9 is essential to comply with federal law. This guide breaks down what Form I-9 is, who needs to complete it, how to fill it out, and key tips to avoid common mistakes. What is Form I-9? Form I-9 is mandated by the Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986 and is issued by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. Its purpose is to verify two things: the identity of an employee and their legal authorization to work in the U.S. Every U.S. employer, regardless of the size of their business, must complete Form Y-9 for each employee hired, including U.S. citizens, non-citizens, and temporary workers. Independent contractors do not require an I-9, but all W-2 employees do, regardless of immigration status. Who completes Form I-9? Both the employee and the employer have roles in completing Form I-9. The form is divided into sections. Section 1. Employee Information and Attestation. The employee fills out this section no later than their first day of employment. It requires personal details like name, address, date of birth, and, if applicable, Social Security number, optional unless the employer uses E-Verify. The employee must also attest to their work authorization status, such as being a U.S. citizen, lawful permanent resident, or an alien authorized to work. Employees must sign and date this section, and if a translator or preparer assists, they complete Supplement A. Section 2. Employer or Authorized Representative Review and Verification. The employer completes this section within 3 business days of the employee's first day of work. The employee must present original documents proving their identity and work authorization. These documents come from 3 lists. List A. Documents that establish both identity and employment authorization, e.g. U.S. passport, permanent resident card. List B. Documents that establish identity only, e.g. driver's license. List C. Documents that establish employment authorization only, e.g. Social Security card. Employees can provide one List A document or a combination of one List B and one List C document. The employer must examine these documents to ensure they appear genuine and relate to the employee, then record the document details in Section Emitters 2. Employers using E-Verify must ensure List B documents include a photo. Section 3. Re-verification and Rehires. This section, also known as Supplement B, is used for rehiring employees within 3 years or updating employment authorization for employees with expiring documents, e.g., work visas. Employers complete this section as needed and retain it with the original Form I-9. How to complete Form I-9. It is employees' responsibilities to complete Section 1 accurately by the first day of work. Double-check your personal information and select the correct work authorization status. Gather acceptable documents from List A or Lists B and C. Ensure they are unexpired and original. Photocopies are not allowed unless using remote verification under specific conditions. Present these documents to your employer within 3 business days of starting work. Let us now talk about employer responsibilities. Provide employees with the Form I-9 instructions and the list of acceptable documents available on the USCIS website. Physically examine the employee's documents, or use remote verification if enrolled in E-Verify and following DHS-authorized procedures. Check that documents appear genuine and belong to the employee. Record document details in Section 2, sign and date the form. If using remote verification, check the appropriate box. Retain the completed Form I-9 for 3 years after the hire date or 1 year after employment ends, whichever is later. Keep it available for inspection by government agencies like the Department of Homeland Security or Department of Labor. Key tips to avoid mistakes. Employees. Don't leave fields blank in Section 1 unless instructed, e.g. Social Security number is optional unless E-Verify is used. Bring original, unexpired documents to avoid delays. If you're under 18 and lack List B documents, school records or medical records may be acceptable. Employers, never request specific documents or reject valid ones, as this could be considered discriminatory. Use the latest Form I-9 version, as of April 2025, the 001-2025 edition with an expiration date of 05/31/2027 is valid. Check the USCIS website for updates. If using E-Verify, ensure compliance with its additional requirements, like retaining photocopies of certain documents. Avoid penalties. Failure to properly complete or retain Form I-9 can result in fines ranging from $272 to $2,701 per violation, depending on the offense and business size. Regularly audit your I-9 records to ensure compliance. Special considerations. Remote verification. Employers enrolled in E-Verify can use a DHS-authorized alternative procedure to examine documents remotely via live video, but they must retain copies of the documents and check the remote verification box in Section 2. E-Verify. This optional system compares Form I-9 information with government records to confirm work eligibility. Employers using E-Verify must follow specific rules, like requiring a Social Security number. Rehires. For employees rehired within 3 years, use Supplement B to update or re-verify their Form I-9 instead of completing a new form. Where to get Form I-9? Form I-9 is free and available on the USCIS website, USCIS.gov. It includes detailed instructions and a list of acceptable documents. Employers can also refer to the USCIS Handbook for Employers, M274, for in-depth guidance. The form is primarily in English, but a Spanish version is available for use only in Puerto Rico. Why Form I-9 matters? Completing Form I-9 correctly ensures compliance with federal law, protects against penalties, and helps maintain a legal workforce. For employees, it's a straightforward step to confirm their eligibility to work. For employers, it's a critical part of the hiring process that demonstrates due diligence. By following the steps outlined above and staying informed about updates, both parties can navigate Form I-9 with confidence. For more information, visit the USCIS I-9 Central page or contact the Form I-9 Contact Center at 888-464-4218. Stay proactive and keep your records in order to avoid compliance issues. If you like the video, please share it with someone you think will be benefited from it.